Hi, Cecilia. Hi, Christopher. So I'm Jennifer, and my YouTube channel is youtube.com/I am just Jen, also known as Now TV, and what's happening now in my life as a writer, producer, and traveler, person that likes to go out on adventures, talking about my struggles as a professional in the entertainment industry living here in North America. I've been following your channel for a while and trying to decide where I want to go in my wanderlust next. And since I was raised in Canada, specifically I spent my school years in Winnipeg, where the weather dips down so cold that it's the same as temperatures in Russia, Siberia specifically, some of the coldest places on Earth. And with the rising temperatures around the planet, I could probably even handle going to the Antarctica now, which is not far off from where my goal-setting mind was heading anyway. And then with further research and following your channel and watching your videos, I realized we have a lot of stuff in common. There's a lot of things about us that would get along very well, that would make a professional relationship, an entertainment relationship, and wandering relationship fun, and it would fit very, very well. I also discovered, thanks to your information, the weather up there is literally a cakewalk for me. It's like nothing, no problem. I am literally one of those people that loves to be out in the snow after it's fallen, when I'm shoveling, moving snow out of the way. I mean, I love a good sweat to work out, and it feels good to be out in the fresh, crisp air. But that said, I did spend so many winters, so many years growing up in winters, that I got really tired of the super Siberia cold. In Winnipeg, when temperatures dropped to 45 and 50 with wind chill, it would go up to like -70. Before you get snowed in, before you are told not to go anywhere, to school even, you kind of get sick and tired throughout the process of all of this being trapped indoor stuff until the plow trucks get you out, that you dream of having a green Christmas. You know how the songs like, oh, I dream of a white Christmas, but for me, I was always dreaming about a Christmas away from the white and that kind of cold. And as an adult now, I've had lots of that. No more cold, no more snow. And then it occurred to me that my inner clock, my body's temperature and everything about me, circadian rhythm, all of it is needing 4 seasons. But I do like winter, and I just knew I didn't want to go back to -50 below. With the exception of going to the Antarctica and Siberia at the right times, leaning towards visiting the Arctic is what it comes to. Like, the other place the polar bears are is Churchill, Manitoba, and that's the province I was in. We could have fun tripping around, and I could be like a really good tour guide of the fun stuff to do here in Canada at the different seasons, and specifically have you guys have fun in the winter time in Winnipeg. In the fall, they have a thing called the Folkorama, and in the winter, January, February area, they have a thing called the Festival de Voyageurs, and our country's full of outdoor ice rinks at temperatures you guys probably could never imagine putting ice skates on and attempting to skate in. So there's lots of fun stuff there. Anyways, I'm swamped in work, and I sent pictures of my writing, my desk, and my shelf in the email. I'm sending the video because it's much easier than trying to introduce myself through typing emails and messages. And because I have so much work, we should reduce the communication and typing, because there's going to be enough to do already. So the long of the short of it is, Cecilia, now that you've already gotten some of your books published, you have a connection, and you have the ability to slow down and relax and focus on helping somebody else. The pictures I sent of my bookshelf and my desk area here in my place in Vancouver is about your friend's house, the one that's trying to be sold, or if it's already sold. The white shelf, and you put freebie in the episode, it's identical to my shelf, only it's the opposite color. This one's black here, and that one's white, and it was completely empty. And mine is just, bursting at the seams. So I took that as a sign. It's an omen, like, oh, my thoughts and my brain is on the right wavelength of where to go to do my 6 months of polar nights. And while I'm in that state of life, enjoying catching up on proofreading, editing, and completing manuscripts. So essentially, I've done more than enough work to already be able to move up there and live comfortably. I have enough work to buy that place. I have additional plans and ideas to grow add-on stuff that follows the rules of obviously not digging into the earth, which the trees in nature are sick of anyway, and protecting the permafrost. That allows us the opportunity to grow specific things that are meant for colder environments. Canada has ice wine, we have ice fruits, we have seeds that need to be cold shocked. Like, there is stuff that I have been dying to try somewhere. And that place is a beautiful base where you can have additional little add-ons of solar power operated, I call them greenhouses, indoor places, where guests can come and other sorts of business skills I use can go up. So I'm going to send a freebie. I bought these plans, off-grid plans, that comes with actual additional instructions for human composting of a really new kind that I think he had to go and get special permission to get city approved. And they were like, wow, this is amazing what you've created. My friend is in the States and he's been working on these plans for over 20 years. They're all over Amazon. I can't buy the big book because you can't photocopy that from the big book. But he's got all the individual plans up on Amazon. And the ones I have, well, they all have them, is they have additional little add-ons that you can have. I don't know how many places you guys have traveled to where there's lots of deep cold winter, but in the coldest places we tend to attach our buildings so we can get around and move when there's the most amount of snow and the deepest cold, so we spend the least amount of time out in the most dangerous times and the dangerous temperatures there are. So I think this would be a fun challenge in regards to that. Now, I'm not saying I have the time or the advantage to get my butt to that specific house, but your friend's place has motivated me when I saw that shelf and saw the sign that it's a match, right? It's a place where I can extend my brain and add more books. I wanted to suggest or ask, or maybe, I need a little bit of help. Over here in North America, over here in Canada and Hollywood, no one has been willing to read my books, the movie scripts. They have not cared enough. They want to get paid first in advance up front. They want a specific kind of grade point average and background of university, UCLA, whatever stuff. And I just write. I'm just natural, just like cooking, Christoffer. And so these books, these two, they need very, very little fine-tuning because I've done the work. I'm the writer. This one's pretty much practically perfect. And I can't afford to keep sending out the manuscripts. And I want to send you guys manuscripts more than anything so you can enjoy just holding and reading them like you're supposed to. But I told myself after the last ones I printed of this, no more. Because it costs me money and people aren't ordering them. I have a website. It's on Weebly. It's not its own.com, but it should be. I don't know how to fix it up. It's behind on updates. I can't book tours for book readings and book signings because I can't change the information on the website to do that. And it has been my plan for the longest time to go to Europe and do touring there and share my work and produce it over there. This is the Smallville TV show that was shot here in Vancouver, Canada, Burnaby, based off the Superman character that was created by Canadian, and most of the inspiration behind it was also here in Canada. I have a second part. This is part one. It's book one. And I need to desperately sit down and be able to proofread through that and fine-tune that. But my goal is I need to secure enough financing to be comfortable so I can come up there and have some blissful time in the dark in peace where I can get up every morning with my soup or my coffee and my friends and just proofread and edit until we get a bunch of the books done. Now, that said, the biggest one that hurts the most in my conversation here is this is another story with Joe Fox and Kathleen Kelly. This is what I need help with the most, Cecilia. I didn't go to formal school, formal education, and I don't have time to proofread and edit everything I write when the manuscripts are like this to begin with. I cannot write a play or a musical, a novel, and then a movie script. I don't have time for that. When writers do that, it's because that is their only book. That is like their life mission. But I have a lot of stuff that I'm behind on finishing because this industry has not been fair to me. The other name for this, which you guys may know, is called You've Got Mail 2. Now, You've Got Mail starred Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan many moons ago. They are much younger people. And it was based out of New York, Fox Books, and her little shop around the corner. And I am an avid little shop around the corner lady. I'm into small libraries, small bookstores, supporting local writers and stuff. And since you have somebody who's produced a book for you and it's like on the New York Times list and this book needs to be produced, the movie needs to be done in New York, Vancouver, and Winnipeg, this is perfect. What a perfect segue to bring all of this together. In this story, my character was partially true because I am the writer who can't make a living at poetry. It's almost impossible to make a living. And these books are really books that are for this story. But I need somebody to finish putting in the little chapter headings and to fine tune the little paragraphings and the missing words or thoughts and stuff. So I'm just going to send the attachments to the Smallville reunion movie and to this one. This one's called Another Story with Joe Fox and Kathleen Kelly because it's my own personal creative story. It's an original story. It's all my work. I don't want any copyright issues or problems with America and their greedy system. Yes, Kathleen and Joe Fox are in the story, but their story is a reflection of getting involved in another young couple's life because of mail, which you'll find in the story. So essentially, if we could get this one done and submitted to your agent, this solves everything I need in order to be able to move around. See, the thing with me is my desk in my office, it's heavy, right? It's a big weight to carry around, the bookshelves and stuff. I need a boat, like a big houseboat, a yacht. Like, I got to be living out on the ocean because I'm always going somewhere. I have my boat license. I have my maritime radio license. I'm a swim instructor. And I want to finish doing my fitness theory course so I could do yoga aquafit. I want to be able to teach cooking in places where people hardly ever get the chance to meet people who have stuff to bring to them. Like Christoffer, I love to cook. It runs in my family. I've never been to formal cooking school, but I'm really good at collecting books, and I have a ton of cooking notes. So the Christoffer part of this is that he's chasing my butt around for all of the envelopes that have little started recipe books. This is book 2. Book 1 is in my place in Gatineau, but he's looking for all of the notes, really all of this stuff. It's just constant recipes. Stuff that I obviously know I've tried and check off, this is good, whatever. And then, you know, I mean, it goes even smaller. There's like little smaller notes of things. Like, I got this terrible habit from my wonderful English grandma because she would write little notes of her thoughts on papers and shove them in her kitchen drawers. So when she's making a pastry shell for her butter tarts or something, pies, she'd open it up and she'd read little sketches on there. I know what the heck she's telling herself. And I caught on. I learned how to cook like that. But I have a terrible habit of just not being able to follow recipes. I'm always changing it. Then it becomes more like my recipe. And I don't write them down. It just stays up here. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, can I make that again? Can remember what I put in it. And so with him, because you guys have already got the website perfectly set up, and my website needs some help to be rescued, where I have similar abilities to share just little meals that have, you know, the breadsticks or my potato skin fries, and then you have your salad, you have your main course, and the little dessert and stuff like that. Instead of having these big books all the time, all these messy notes, you just fine tune it so that it's simpler. And he could do that for my brain. And this book, going to your agent and me getting published and being able to do a tour in Europe and work on my European passport, because the United Kingdom came to an end with being a part of the European nation, it's made my life harder. My background, I think, has German in it, probably some Scandinavian, parts of me goes Finland, the west side of Finland. And it takes a lot of money and time to get that done. So for now, my passport gets me anywhere I need to go. So I can get up there, but I need to be able to afford to stay up there. And I don't want to have anything to do with California or Hollywood. This movie was ready when I was 38 years old. I'd finished it in 1 year. Gene Stapleton passed away when I finished it in 2013. And the lady that wrote the original movie passed away in 2012 when I was blessed with the gift to write it. This was given to me as a gift to write it because I had written another story called Dear Josh. And when I got divorced, all of my stuff got thrown away, got lost. I was never able to access my work off the computer and get my hands on these handwritten typed letters that were sealed in envelopes to go with the story and then tied with string. So I had to start all over again, and God blessed me with that. Now, the original story of this movie from You've Got Mail was actually a play that the producer then said, oh, I like this story so much, I want to make a movie out of it. So then she wrote her own screenplay, and it became You've Got Mail. So if you haven't seen You've Got Mail, watch You've Got Mail. And then read the attachments I sent of the movie scripts, because these are the easiest things to get published into books, easiest things to promote as plays and things that we can produce and give work to people and have some fun in the Arctic, in that environment where this kind of stuff doesn't come often with opportunity when the stories are that big and that world famous. I have other stories I'd like to finish that are around winter and Christmas even. And to do that, I'd like to be inspirationally surrounded by the season, the need to be in that space to do it. So I need new friends to help with that. I have about 5 other books that are like this, that are on this desktop that I am working on. 2 of them I've already printed off and given out. One is for the loss of one of my really dear friends from last year, and the other one is a tribute book for Val Kilmer, and another one yet is a tribute book for Edgar Allan Poe, and my work is outstanding. So I'm going to send the attachment of my vocal link, where you see all the hundreds of pieces individually posted on my profile page online there, with the link to my website, so you guys can have a better idea of who I am. But that said, I have a habit of writing my books by hand like this, and then it needs to be typed up because I'm old-fashioned. And if I don't have it typed up and haven't done it typed up myself, then it needs to be typed up. And in the process of using books to write stuff like that, I end up occasionally writing recipes. I'm writing out my books, the menus, the recipes, in all kinds of books like this. And so you guys as separate people have separate missions. Like Christoffer's like literally going through the pages of the lined books looking for just the recipe notes. So he's working on that part, and you're working on helping me find the money I need to be able to buy something and enjoy my life up there, and to be able to give out the skills and the training that I have to offer, and to do the stuff that I know will succeed up there, and know that I could be welcomed and enjoyed by the people that are up there, because I come with all kinds of good to offer to everybody. Now I want to show you guys, before I go, a bunch of collected books I have. I love craft. I'm a huge craft fan. And I have a bunch of these wonderful books And Christopher would quickly get to know I don't follow recipes. I just look through them and go, oh, yummy, that looks good, that sounds good. I want to try that, you know? And then I end up doing it myself. So the thing with these books is some of them are very, very old. Like, I'm trying to find the years on them. They're so old. They're so old I don't see the years on them. And what I like about it is it doesn't step on Christopher's toes. European we may be, and some of the mainstays that we use, evaporated milk, stuff like that, it still doesn't conflict with what we cook. My British recipes and my Canadian touch and Aboriginal touch, all that stuff complements what Christopher makes. And because I have no formal training, he's good for picking up the pieces on the things I haven't done or I need to practice or need to do more of or can do instead of me. And so, although I'm not a vegetarian, obviously meat eaters do eat stuff that doesn't have meat in it. So I have really good, yummy, shoestring budget type books for all kinds of soups and things, which of course up there in that area is good. Now, what I want to do was challenge him to cook this marinated barbecue steak up there in your winter conditions. I will send this one thing and try it out. Whatever extra little touch that you add from yours. So the idea is to refine and fine-tune these to make them into things that we can offer to people that have our cultural stamp and extra touch in, rather than just all being craft from Canada, right? But the What's Cooking magazine, like, I have these, like, there's just so much of it. And this is for Christmas, winter coming up. I literally can't find the year on these. I mean, obviously I cannot send all of these in the mail. And so to get me up there cooking and stuff, we need to get me on a boat. I can't ship boxes. It's too heavy. And so I wasn't thinking you guys could come on a trip, one of you, two of you, whatever, vacation. I have another place in Gatineau, Quebec that has another bookshelf that has more books. Yes, I've read most of these books. I'm a psych major, still studying towards my education. So I have books in bins and books in suitcases. So it's a book chase. Plus I have music. I had no time to practice and work on recording any of that stuff. So there's no simple solution to this, but the obvious solution is just for us to become friends. And to help each other grow and expand and be more successful in what we do. You'll love this book. This book is made for people with all kinds of other dietary needs. And obviously the biggest one would be diabetes. I have a basic vegetarian chili base in here. It's lots of beans, lots of protein that I love. And you can add all kinds of wild meat to it. Rabbit, caribou, moose, deer, elk. The list goes on. Buffalo. And a classic Nestle little book. No one has this anymore. And I just can't do all of this alone. I've only got two hands. I want to finish getting my small vessels operator training and my medvac training so that I can get like an actual fishing and transport license with a boat, so I can make money, take people out on trips in more than one area, and never be stranded and can always come and go around the globe through different oceans. So I will send you guys little samples of the stickers, because these I can afford to send in the mail, and it shouldn't take that long to get there. I do have coffee mugs I'd love you guys to get. No, I shouldn't be the one to send both to you guys You'll understand why when I show you the pictures. But I think it's appropriate for you two as a couple. I think it's fun. I have a thing about mugs too. This is my Charlie Brown squad mug, which is one of the stories I'd like to finish that I'm working on. So I will send the links to all that in the email. And it's just easier to say hi to you guys with the video, so you have a better idea of where my frame of mind is going. I know I did the research. You do have a swimming pool, so I can swim and keep sane because I need to be in water. I'm a water baby. And then maybe I'll have to learn a little bit of the language. It's not like I can just get hired and have work teaching swimming if I cannot speak both languages. Anyway, there's lots I can do around all of that. Anyway, but I think you guys are perfect to help me with the office you have in town, where the office is always brimming with work, and growing bonsai orange trees and banana trees and cherry and strawberry trees where Cecilia and you can just pick off fruit you want to eat fresh all the time, because I have done the work on how you can have an oasis and a little exotic garden in your home or greenhouse of my little off-grid cabin idea, or even in the office, which saves on food and you can share with others too. So yeah, just look through the email and realize that getting me up there, I have plants too, by the way. So they have to come. They're my children. And I have a puppet named Bobby from a cartoon show with the Canadian actor, comedian Howie Mandel, called Bobby's World, which scares some people and make other people laugh. So yeah, figuring out how to get me on the right size boat to get me in all the books, the bookshelf and the desktop there, is part of the challenge. And I think part of that fun would be coming on an adventure to enjoy parts of Canada at different times of the year, or different places at the same time of the year, to see how different the weather is and the different things that are going on because of that in those different places. Would be a good place to start in trying to figure out how to get my butt up there so I can work on finishing other scripts of other stories that I want to finish writing, because I am behind on schedule for the additional movie scripts that I thought would be finished by now. So that's my thing, you guys. The video is easier to do, to get hello in, and maybe you want to look at some of the videos of me eating food and the stuff I'm making. So enjoy the recipe I send, and the freebie of the off-grid cabin, and look forward to the little thing I send in the mail and the other stuff that explains more about me. And then I've been around a while, and I'm looking forward to an adventure up there in a temperature that I can handle, that isn't minus 70, but still gives me winter. Okay, so peace out, you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing great. You're awesome. And I look forward to becoming friends and working together on stuff. Okay, bye from Vancouver, Canada. I'm Jennifer from Now TV Canada, signing up. Bye.